High-value men, the 5 things you should never say to a woman. I want you to imagine this: every word you say is like a tool. It can either build your image and maintain your power, or it can shatter the respect and admiration that people have for you. What if I told you there are 5 things, just 5, that you should never tell any woman if you want to be seen as strong, confident, and in control? These aren't just small mistakes. They are potential deal breakers today. We're going to reveal these 5 things. And by the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge to keep yourself respected, desired, and in charge of your relationships. Let's get into it. Section: Don't reveal your weakness. Early one: don't reveal your weaknesses early on. Every man has weaknesses, but the timing of when and if you reveal them to a woman matters more than most realize in the beginning stages of a relationship. It's essential that you project strength. Why? Because attraction is often built on perception, and the perception of confidence fuels desire. The early days are when a woman is figuring out who you are and what you're made of. If the first thing she learns about you is your weaknesses, she'll start questioning your stability. You might think that opening up about your struggles will make you seem more relatable or endearing, but here's the truth: it doesn't. Women admire men who can take control of their own emotions and who don't need to be emotionally rescued. High-value men show the world their strength first, only when deep trust has been established. Do they show vulnerability early on? She needs to see that you can handle life's challenges without crumbling under pressure. Revealing too much too soon doesn't just change how she sees you, it also disrupts the power dynamic. When you expose your weaknesses prematurely, you give her the upper hand whether she realizes it or not. She starts to see cracks in your armor and begins to question whether you're capable of leading yourself. And by extension, leading her. You're no longer the man who has it all together. You're now the man who's struggling to figure it out. Moreover, people naturally judge others based on what's presented to them. If the first thing she learns about you is what you're lacking, she'll have a harder time seeing your strengths later. It's not about being fake or withholding information. It's about presenting yourself in a way that commands respect from the outset. Once that respect is in place, you can gradually open up about your challenges. By that point, you've already proven that you can handle life's ups and downs, and your vulnerability will be seen is strength rather than weakness. Let's dig even. Is strength rather than weakness deeper? The power of not revealing your weaknesses isn't just about protecting your image. It's also about psychological balance in the relationship. When you share too much too soon, you create a dynamic where she feels more like your therapist or caretaker than your partner. That's not what high-value men do. Your partner should be someone who enhances your life, not someone you emotionally unload on because you can't handle your own issues. Think of your weaknesses like a fortress. A fortress only opens its gates when it's ready, when the defenses are strong, and when the time is right. Until then, the walls remain impenetrable. You need to be that fortress, strong, reliable, and composed until she's earned the right to know what's inside. This approach not only commands his respect, but keeps her attracted, curious, and invested in understanding more about you at the core. High-value men operate from a place of emotional self-reliance. They solve their own problems first before involving others. This doesn't mean you never open up. It means you do so strategically at the right time, when the relationship has matured enough for her to see it as a mark of trust, not a sign of weakness. Section 2. Don't tell her your don't. Tell her your exact plans. Exact plans for the future. As a man with ambitions, you're always plotting your next move. But here's the golden rule. Never tell a woman exactly what you're planning for the future, especially early on. You might think sharing your goals is a way to impress her. But in reality, it removes an essential element that women crave: mystery. The minute you lay out every detail, you're no longer the intriguing, unpredictable man she's curious about. Instead, you become someone whose next move she can predict. Why is mystery so important? Because it keeps her engaged. When she doesn't know what your next move is, she's always thinking about you, always wondering what you're up to, and that keeps the spark alive. Women are naturally curious beings. They want to unravel the enigma that is you. If you take away the mystery, you take away a fundamental piece of what keeps her interested. She'll lose that sense of intrigue, and with it some of the attraction. By following these principles, you'll keep the relationship dynamic strong and maintain a level of respect and admiration. Be strategic, patient, and self-assured in your approach. This will help you build long-lasting, healthy relationships based on mutual respect and trust. The psychological depth of mystery and control in relationships. There's a deeper psychological aspect to this as well. High-value men understand that discussing every step of their plans can dilute their power. Imagine if you were a general in control your life's direction. The military, would you reveal your entire battle strategy to anyone who asked? Absolutely not. It would weaken your position and open you up to vulnerabilities in the same way. When you reveal your plans too soon, you expose yourself to unnecessary scrutiny. She may start questioning your decisions, offering unsolicited advice, or even unintentionally undermining your goals. Control your life's direction. Furthermore, it's important to maintain control over your life's direction. When you keep your future plans to yourself, you retain the flexibility to adapt and change course without anyone else's input. You aren't beholden to someone else's expectations or opinions, and that's where your true power lies. The chess game of life. Keep your plans. Close your life as a chess game. A grandmaster never reveals his next move until the moment he's ready to strike. This is the essence of strategic living. By keeping your plans close to your chest, you not only retain control, but you also project confidence. A man who shares every detail of his future is often seeking validation. He's looking for approval or agreement on his next steps. High value. Men don't need validation from anyone. They create their own path, regardless of what others think. Move in silence. Keeping your plans private also prevents potential disappointment or criticism. Let's say you share your ambitious goals and for some reason things don't pan out as expected. Now, not only do you have to deal with your own sense of failure, but you also have someone else's opinion in the back of your mind. This creates unnecessary pressure. Instead, move in silence. Let your actions speak for you. By the time anyone notices what you've done, you've already accomplished your goal. The success is yours, untainted by anyone else's expectations or input. Independence is magnetic. Independence is magnetic. Withholding your plans fosters independence. When you keep your cards close, you're telling the world and her that you're fully capable of handling your life. You don't need anyone else's guidance to achieve your dreams. This level of independence is magnetic to women. It shows her that you are your own man, not swayed by the opinions of others, and that you are fully in charge of your destiny. Section 3. Never discuss your financial struggles. Financial struggles. Money is one of the most sensitive topics in any relationship, but for high-value men it's essential to approach it with a clear strategy. Revealing financial struggles, especially early on, can severely impact how a woman views you. For most women, financial stability isn't just about material wealth, it's about security. When you show signs of financial instability, it triggers deep-seated fears about whether you can provide that security. Women seek stability. This isn't about being shallow. Women are hardwired to seek out partners who offer stability both emotionally and financially. It's part of our biological instincts. When you reveal financial struggles, even if you're working to overcome them, it can create doubts in her mind about your ability to handle future challenges. she may start questioning whether you're the kind of man who can lead and provide, especially during tough times. Present financial struggles as stepping stones. Now, this doesn't mean you need to hide your reality or pretend to be something you're not. But high-value men know how to navigate these conversations wisely. Instead of framing your financial situation as a struggle, frame it as a stepping stone towards something bigger. Show her that you're not defined by your current circumstances, but by your ability to rise above them. You're not just talking about what's wrong, you're actively working on building your future. Money symbolizes power and control. Money represents more than just currency. It symbolizes power, control, and freedom. When you openly discuss financial struggles, you're signaling that you lack one of these key elements, which can diminish her perception of your own overall value. This doesn't mean you have to be a millionaire, but it does mean you need to project an air of competence and control over your financial life. Even if you're not where you want to be yet, the way you speak about your situation should reflect optimism, resilience, and resourcefulness. Avoid shifting the power dynamic. Additionally, discussing financial struggles too early can create an unbalanced dynamic in the relationship. If she feels like you're relying on her financially or emotionally due to financial stress, it can shift the power dynamic in ways that aren't favorable for a high-value man. You want to be the leader in your life and in your relationships. So any reliance on her for financial or emotional support can weaken your position by maintaining control over your personal and financial situation. You project confidence and independence, two key traits that keep you respected and desired. High-value men understand that managing these aspects of life with care and strategic timing ensures that they remain strong, self-sufficient, and in control of their relationships. Don't let financial struggles undermine your confidence. Hinting that you're not in control of your finances can introduce a level of doubt that's hard to overcome. Instead, keep conversations about money focused on the positive. You might not have everything you want financially right now, but as a high-value man, you're always striving to improve, and you've got a plan. Remember, it's not about impressing her with wealth. It's about showing her that you're on a path toward financial freedom, and that you're not easily shaken by temporary setbacks. When it comes to discussing money, less is more. Keep your financial situation private until there's a level of trust established in the relationship. And even then, how you talk about money matters. A high value man doesn't complain about his finances, he takes action. So rather than sharing financial struggles, share your ambitions, your plans, and your progress. That's what will command respect and maintain intrigue in the relationship. Section 4. Never confess. Never confess your insecurities. You're in insecurities. We all have insecurities. Every single person on the planet deals with self-doubt in some form. But as a high-value man, it's crucial to understand the damage that confessing your insecurities can do, especially to a woman you're trying to impress or build a relationship with. Here's the hard truth. When you openly admit to insecurities, you project a sense of instability. Confidence is one of the most attractive traits in a man, and the moment you start exposing your insecurities, you immediately erode that foundation. The power of confidence. Think about it like this. Would you be drawn to a leader who openly expressed doubt about his ability to lead? You'd start questioning whether that leader could handle tough situations, and you'd feel less confident following him. The same applies to relationship. When you confess your insecurities to a woman, you're essentially signaling that you don't fully believe in yourself, and that opens the door for her to lose faith in you as well. It's important to understand that women don't want to be your emotional crutch. They want a man who can stand strong on his own. That's not to say that you should never open up or show vulnerability, but timing and context are everything. Early on, you should be focused on showing her your strength and confidence. As the relationship develops and trust is established, then you can share some of your deeper thoughts. But even then, it's all about balance. You don't want to become the guy who constantly needs reassurance. Validation can push her away. Validation can push her away. In fact, constantly seeking validation or reassurance from a woman will push her away faster than almost anything else. Women want to feel secure in a real relationship. And part of that security comes from knowing that the man they're with is emotionally stable. When you start confessing your insecurities, you're handing over your emotional power to her. And whether she realizes it or not, that changes how she views you. Instead of seeing you as a rock, she might start to see you as someone she needs to take care of emotionally. And that's not a position you want to be in as a high-value man. It's not about pretending that you don't have insecurities. It's about how you handle them. High value. Men work on their insecurities. In private, they take action to overcome their self-doubt, rather than seeking sympathy from others. This is where real strength comes from, when you face your insecurities head-on, without needing someone else to validate you. You show the world that you're in control of your own mind and emotions. Growth comes from action. And here's something even deeper. When you don't confess your insecurities, you actually create space for growth by not constantly talking about what you perceive as your shortcomings. You allow yourself the room to work on them. High value. Men know that they're not perfect, but they're always working to improve. They don't sit around and complain about their flaws. They take action to become better. That's what keeps a woman attracted, and it's what sets you apart as a man of true value. Section 5, don't reveal past failures too soon. We all have a past, and with that past comes failures. But here's the thing, as a high-value man, your failures don't define you. Your response to them does. When it comes to relationships, especially early on, you need to be cautious about how and when you share your past failures. Talking too much about your mistakes early in a relationship can make you seem less competent, less capable, and ultimately less attractive. Avoid defining yourself by your past. It's not that you should hide your failures completely. There's a time and place for everything. But when you start discussing past mistakes too soon, you run the risk of framing yourself as a man who can't get things right. Women are naturally attracted to success, and if you spend too much time focusing on what went wrong in your past, you're essentially telling her, this is who I used to be, and maybe I still am. By focusing on your growth and the positive steps you're taking in life, you present yourself as someone who can handle challenges and keep moving forward. No matter what this is, what attracts high-value women, your resilience, confidence, and ability to move past setbacks, the image you want to project. Instead of talking about your past failures, focus on your present success and future potential. It's not about pretending to be perfect. It's about showing that you've learned from your past and have come out stronger. High-value men take responsibility for their failures, but they don't dwell on them. They move forward with confidence, knowing that every mistake was a lesson, not a defining characteristic of who they are. The psychology behind it? There's also a psychological element at play here. When you reveal past failures too soon, you create an imbalance in how she views you. Instead of seeing the strong, competent man you are today, she might start focusing on who you were when you made those mistakes. The truth is, many people, consciously or not, tend to judge others by their past. It's unfair, but it's human nature. By withholding that information until the right time, you give her the opportunity to see your strengths first. When you do eventually talk about your past, it will be framed in a much more favorable light: failure and emotional baggage. Moreover, discussing failures can make you seem like you're still carrying emotional baggage. When you talk about past mistakes or failed relationships, it can come across as if you haven't fully moved on or learned from those experiences. Women want to be with men who have a clear sense of direction and purpose, not men who are stuck in the past by keeping your failures to yourself. Initially, you project an image of a man who's focused on the future, not one who's still entangled in the mistakes of the past. How to frame failure? Failure is a part of every success story. But how you communicate that story makes all the difference. Instead of presenting your failures as things that happened to you, talk about how they were stepping stones toward the man you are today. High value. Men don't play the victim. They take full ownership of their experiences and use them to fuel their growth. When the time comes to talk about your past, frame your failures as necessary challenges that pushed you towards success, not as regrets that hold you back. Conclusion, the power of conclusion, silence and strength, the power of a high value. Man lies not only in what he says, but more importantly, in what he chooses not to say. Silence, when used strategically, can be one of your greatest assets. It allows you to maintain control, command respect, and keep an air of mystery that keeps women intrigued by not revealing too much too soon, whether it's your weakness plans, financial struggles, insecurities, or past failures. You protect your image and emotional power, high value. Men know that there's strength in restraint. They understand that not every thought or emotion needs to be shared, and that maintaining a level of privacy is crucial to maintaining respect and attraction. Silence isn't about deception, it's about maintaining control over your narrative. When you do speak, your words carry more weight, and when you reveal something personal, it's seen as an honor, not a burden in the end. The less you reveal, the more power you maintain, and that, my friends, is the hallmark of a high-value man.